Did you know that nearly 1 in 4 residents of Washington, D.C. have chosen to stop making payments on their auto loans? If you're someone who's planning to get a car soon, you need to watch this video. Numerous people own cars, and how they prioritize their car payments reveals a lot about the state of the economy. Since when times are tough, people stop paying for their cars before they stop paying for any other expenses. You must have undoubtedly heard about the car market crash, which is progressively getting worse by the second. There is a significant likelihood that we are already in a recession given the state of the economy and the appearance of the upcoming car bubble bursting. Before we move on, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos just like this one. Also, hit the bell to get notified. With that, let's dive right in. Americans currently owe over $1.46 trillion in auto loans, which is 9.4% of the total amount of consumer debt in existence. Over the past 2 years, this has been occurring rather frequently. The data from 1990 and 2021 reveals a massive 42.4% increase that occurred over a very short period of time. Used car payments increased by 18.1% in the first quarter of this year alone. That is from $413 to $488 per month. It has now increased to $503 each month, and that figure only comprises secondhand cars. In contrast to the average, which was merely 34 weeks of income, a person now needs 41.3 weeks of salary to purchase a new car. Still, people continue to pay $10,000 more than they really need to. 8 out of 10 Americans continue to overpay for their cars, and 1 in 12 is more than 90 days behind on their payments. Since this percentage was 2.8 in January of the previous year, 82.2% of new automobile sales are being made at a profit above the MSRP. That specific number was only 0.3 in 2020, which happens to be a very strange yet shocking fact. This indicates that most buyers are currently overpaying for their vehicles, which has led some people to speculate that the automotive market is in a bubble. This is an even clearer indication that our economy is experiencing issues, and some people link this to the repo rates. The repo rate has increased by approximately 100% from 2.1% to 4.4%, or nearly twofold. Roughly 1 in 8 cars is constantly being repossessed, although the real number is presumably much higher. New loans increased dramatically in 2020 and 2021, which is significant because it happened at the same time as the stimulus payouts. When this money entered the market, car sales immediately increased. Due to several of these banks' loose lending practices and excessive LTV lending, many of the loans that are up for repo have the same origination dates as 2020 and 2021. LTV refers to loan to value, which means that if your automobile is worth $10,000, they would loan up to 90% of that amount. However, during the pandemic, they lowered their lending criteria so low that now, for the same $10,000 car, you can get a loan for up to $14,500, even if the car is just not worth it. The most alarming fact is that 96% of the borrowers lacked any kind of documentation of their income. The consequence would be a deterioration in the economy. The CARES Act inoculated $2.2 trillion into the market in March 2020, and that was how it all began. Sales of automobiles dropped by 46% in April 2020, and by the summer, rental car firms were in financial distress. The second phase of stimulus spending for $900 billion was announced at the same time that suppliers continued to warn customers that there was a chip shortage. Automakers then stopped producing as many cars in January 2021, which prompted suppliers to start to run out. Consumption began to outpace supply by April 2021, and as a result, car prices began to soar. At that point, consumers started receiving stimulus payments. People were hesitant to make purchases during the pandemic when everything was shut down, so they did nothing. People flocked to the dealerships to purchase overpriced merchandise as soon as they started receiving their stimulus money. As we mentioned before, people are currently overpaying for vehicles. Banks are shrewd. They might have 5,000 repos, but even then, they won't put them all up for sale at once. To prevent a market crash, they'll regulate that flow and release those cars gradually. However, it appears that this strategy is really not working very well. The people who make minimum wage will be the ones who will be most impacted by the overall situation. Because of their reduced wages, they will have the most difficulty in making payments. Prior to inflation, these people could buy it thanks to their excellent credit, but sadly, cars are no longer economically viable. 96% of those who applied for loans had their incomes never validated. Due to the current situation, it will be exceptionally hard for many individuals to simply pay for their cars. For now, waiting is the best option for anyone who wants to purchase a car. Always acquire a credit union pre-approval and do not arrange financing at the dealership, since you will undoubtedly be charged with a variety of possessions. The market will soon begin to decline by around 20%. Then it will normalize prices in the next 6 to 8 months. And by the end of 2022 or perhaps as late as 2023, it is anticipated that this crisis will have passed. So be smart and be patient without being in a rush to get your car. With that, our video has come to an end here. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more videos like this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye.